Welcome back, Raider Nation, to the Raider D podcast. You are watching the number one source for Raiders news, rumors, and opinions. And today we are going to be talking about the general manager position of the Las Vegas Raiders finally being filled. All right, guys, let's just jump right into it. In a strange twist of events, in this very strange saga of finding a general manager, where all of Raider Nation and pretty much every pundit on TV, YouTube, etc., were under the assumption that Champ Kelly was going to be named general manager. That has not happened. If you have not heard yet, we had another interview with Tom Telesco, and he comes from our rivals, the Chargers. Now, he was with the Chargers for, I believe, the past 10 or so-ish years, and there are pros and cons to this guy. Now, I just watched a couple of the other Raiders podcasters like mine, and to be honest, there's a lot of negativity about this hire. Everybody was expecting Champ. And there are some knocks on Telesco for sure, and we'll get into that, what his cons are. But I want to put this in a positive light, okay? We all like Champ Kelly. He's a likable guy. Every time he was in a press conference or in the locker room talking to the media, I mean, he's just a genuine, likable person. There's knocks on Champ Kelly too. And Mitch Trubisky, he was a part of the Chicago regime that got Mitch Trubisky. And so there's knocks on him for that maybe he's not the best evaluator of talent. I don't know. He was an assistant, so the Mitch Trubisky thing with Chicago, at the end of the day, that wasn't his call. Now, maybe he was a part of the decision, and maybe he voted for him, whatever. But he wasn't a perfect candidate either, and he's never run an organization as a general manager. And then we get into Ed Dodds. Ed Dodds from Indianapolis Colts, again, he's never been in the position of a general manager, always is an assistant. So you got two guys who've never actually done this job, and we have an unproven rookie head coach that we all love and we're all expecting great things from. And a report came out that Mark Davis was a little bit nervous about having a rookie head coach and a rookie head general manager. Now, does that really hold water? I don't really think so. Both Dodds and Champ Kelly have been in the NFL as assistants for a long time. So I think that either one of them could have sufficiently done this job. I think the real reason why Telesco is now the general manager of the Raiders and not Champ and not Ed Dodds is probably their philosophy of how they were going to build our future roster, especially with the amount of cap that we have right now, the draft, all of that coming in. There is one thing that Tom Telesco has been credited for in his career as being a really good general manager in identifying talent. And he's put together some really good rosters. Now, granted, the Los Angeles Chargers, they're not a perennial playoff team. They haven't been. But, I mean, you could really ascribe that to lackadaisical coaching and some really, really poor coaching decisions from the guy they just fired. So I don't think that's all on Tom Telesco. I think he built a winning roster. He built a playoff roster, and the coaches failed to implement it properly. He's the one who went and evaluated and signed and drafted Justin Herbert. That guy is a franchise quarterback. And so I think probably what happened is Tom Telesco went in there and he sold Mark Davis and the hiring team on the fact that he was going to go in and swing for the fences. His philosophy is built around a franchise quarterback, and that's his agenda. I think maybe with Dodds and Kelly, they may have went in there and said, we're going to stick with AOC. We're going to do it the old school way. We're going to build the trenches. We're going to build a run first team, which and a really good defense. And I think just personally, if you look at the history of Mark Davis, he wants big and flashy. That's the whole reason we went to Vegas. It's the whole reason why we built the Death Star. He wants Vegas style football, big, flashy, pass heavy, franchise quarterback. That's what Mark Davis wants. He thought he was getting that with the prior regime, didn't pan out. Now that he's trying to make sure that he still gets the big names, the big flash. Here's the thing with Telesco also, that's another positive with him. And that's because he's been a GM for several years. He has connections and the ability to bring in these big name free agents. I don't know that Dodds and Kelly would be as effective. Now in the draft, yeah, there's really kind of an equal playing field. Just depends on who's a better scout of talent. But he's really got the deal-making capacity and ability and experience that the other two candidates really didn't have. So that's a positive on him. And I'm going to be optimistic. I'm not going to throw a bunch of shade on the guy like some other guys are doing right now. I think he's a good hire. I think he got fired. He got a bad rap. He put together a good team, but he got a bad rap because of a bad coach. End of story. Now, does that mean he's a perfect hire? Is he going to be the best GM in the world? We don't know, but we do know he does have one knock on him, and I'm going to tell you guys that right now. So thanks for sticking around to the 6-minute mark or 7-minute. So Telesco with the Chargers, man, he made some pretty big deals. And right now, the Chargers are in salary cap hell. They have a lot of aging veterans that are getting paid way too much money. And it's really going to hurt the Chargers moving forward for the next 2 years or so. Will they recover from that? Are they going to restructure deals? Of course they are. Every team has experienced being in salary cap hell, including the Raiders. From time to time, that happens. When you're trying to build a Super Bowl running team, you got to go out and you got to pay some big money to some big names to get them out here and to your team. I think Telesco is going to swing for the fences. I think his hire tells us what we're going to do with the draft. And I also think what we're going to do with the free agency. So if you want to know what I think is going to happen with the free agency, go ahead and check out this video over here. And I think we're going to go for Jaden Daniels. I think we're going for Jaden Daniels. I think we're going to trade up and we're going to go get him. Either that or he's going to do a trade with Justin Fields, with Chicago to get Justin Fields. So that's my thought. And you guys know the deal.
Just win, baby.
Run!